With the ongoing German event, we got new SSR German ships, including a meta submarine, and the arrival of the new UR ship. Hello and welcome. This is Neldrin, and today, let's discuss the Confluence of Nothingness. But before that, if you haven't subscribed yet, here's the sign you are looking for, to hit the subscribe button. Confluence of Nothingness is currently ongoing and will be until June 14th. The following are the event reminders. Here are the suitable to buy in the event shop. And here are the notable drops for each stage. For beginners, I highly recommend getting Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth and Z2 in T1. Queen Elizabeth is a strong starter ship that can help you in the early stages, as there are a lot of HMS ships early on. Z2 for the tech points needed for your PR ship. For T2, Helena is a must-get ship, as she has one of the best utilities in the game, and she's also strong at later stages. Nelson in T3, as she has a decent retrofit, which is more or less as good as Hood with the augment. On a more advanced map, T6 will be the next map good to farm, as it drops the repair kit, which is a staple Vanguard auxiliary equipment and a chance to get the submarine meta and Arizona. For players who can clear the hard maps, HT2 is the best map to farm if you cannot clear the second part. This is because the first part doesn't have an oil cost limit, and HT2 has fewer battles for the boss to spawn while having more event points per clear. If you can clear the second part, my suggestion is to farm HT6 until you get the submarine meta and some duplicates for the meta crystals. Unlike previous events where you can get away with one copy because you can use Bullen for the limit break. In this case, you might want to consider farming for the duplicate as the price is a bit expensive in the event shop, given that there are other items you also want to buy. Well, unless you have a lot of oil and time to farm, HT5 will be your best map as it also drops the magnetic torps. Now, let's discuss each ship. Bismarck Spy is the new addition to the UR battleship team. Her stats are relatively close to NJ. But because she receives a firepower buff on 2 of her skills, her firepower is slightly better than NJ. Her red skill Calamitous Void Flame will grant her a guaranteed critical strike on her first volley. This is a reference to how she fucks Hood in real life. This skill also has a barrage with a black hole, which sucks humanoid enemies. Her yellow skill, Jirian, the Ruin Eater, has interchanging effects which switch every time she fires her main gun. The first one will improve her red skill and the other effect will summon a mini version of Odin, which will be an additional gunner for your Vanguard. But it is more of a supporting gunner and is useful if there are ships that got passed through your Vanguard. Her other yellow skill, Reborn Temple of Iron, is her crossfleet barrage and supporting buff. Overall, Bismarck is a strong battleship. Well, it is a given because of her rarity. She hits hard on her odd number salvo while sending Odin as support on her even number salvo. Some people compare her to NJ and read some debates on which one is better. In my opinion, Bismarck takes the W. Bismarck deals a huge chunk of damage because of the guaranteed critical on the first hit, paired with her gun efficiencies, together with the self-firepower buff she gets. You can even further improve her critical damage if UVH is on a separate fleet. To add, her black hole can be set up for other battleships to hit their target. Given that Ironblood is renowned for its firepower, a boost from Bismarck Spy will be a huge punch to their opponent. New Jersey on the other hand has better salvo spread and armor break, paired with an extra barrage. Pairing her with USS battleships is not a good idea, well because there is only one strong ship other than her. NJ acts as a support for the Yorktown fleet the same way UVH supports the Bismarck fleet. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that NJ is weak because she can't make a good USS battleship fleet. Rather, the point I'm trying to get is that Bismarck and NJ are both strong and offer a different playstyles. It just happened that Bismarck has more to offer than just pure raw damage that NJ does. U-556 Meta is the first meta ship that is farmable in the event map and can be built in the event banner. Maybe it's just me, but her art style feels AI generated. Or maybe they just copied Helmet's art with a bit of tweaking. Her red skill, Beyond the Lost Valles, will increase her crit rate and damage to light armored enemies. She also has increased damage upon entering battle at the cost of receiving damage. Her yellow skill, Free-Spirited Parzival, will increase her torpedo stat if she's teamed with another submarine. She will also fire a special barrage. Her second red skill, Grail of Kept Promises, she will fire a torpedo barrage when one of your fleet members takes damage. In my opinion, U-556 Meta is a strong submarine, given that she can fire a special barrage in addition to the special barrages on entering and resurfacing. This barrage is 40% chance to trigger when your fleet takes some damage. Given that at later stages and boss battle, it will likely trigger simultaneously because of the numerous attacks that you can receive. Take note that it only has a 1-second cooldown. For me, I will pair her with Royal Fortune and Da Vinci, as both don't have team-related requirements and both have a strong individual offense, especially for the light armored enemies. One last thing to remember. U-556 Meta is not under the Iron Blood, so the Wolfpack team might not be suitable for her. Regensburg is one of the same class as Magdeburg, but way too hotter. Her design highly resembles a succubus, with Mecha Aurelian Soul, but with larger wings, and uses obsidian chroma. Her red skill, Regina, the Iron Empress, will lock a random target, prioritizing humanoid enemies. This will increase the damage of your Ironblood ships to that enemy. If the marked target is still alive, it will fire a barrage. The visual of the skill resembles the ultimate skill of Fizz in League of Legends. Her blue skill, Scarlet Supernova Fortress, is a shield to herself and will extend the duration of her red skill. Overall, her visual design might be S tier, but her stats and skills may be on the weaker side. Her marked target will take extra damage, but it is every 15 seconds, which is a weird timing for battleships. She might be great for a full German fleet to maximize her red skill. But overall, I think Emden will do better because she has a slow debuff. Otto von Alvensleben is a destroyer-class ship which at first glance, I thought is a submarine. Given that she's from the Iron Blood faction, she got high firepower with moderately low torpedo stat compared to the majority of the destroyers. Her red skill, Making a Splash, is a skill relatively similar to La Milan and La Triomphant skill. Her blue skill, Slip and Slide, will reduce the damage taken plus extra evasion rate at certain conditions. Otto von Alvensleben is a good ship for a solo mission given how her skills work, though it is not advisable at higher stages. You might want to equip the twin 114mm to have a fast-firing gun without sacrificing damage, for her skills to proc often. But if you just want to spam her all-out assault just like the two French destroyers, then the blue gun is what I suggest. Lastly, Jade, or in German, should be pronounced as Jade, is a light aircraft carrier of the same class as the HL Butt. Well, it makes sense on how they named their skills. For yellow skill, a good girl's caprice will fire a special barrage when she launches an airstrike. Her red skill, Naughty, is a stat buff to her. Overall, just like other elite rarity, she's mediocre or below. But I love her visual design. But to summarize, Confluence of Nothingness has 2 strong ships, the other 3 are average to mediocre ships. And you can loot the magnetic torp and the meta ship in the event stages. This event offers another UR ship that can be added to your roster, given that the previous events have nothing to build. Hoping that you have enough cubes to get Bismarck's Vi and the meta submarine. Thank you for watching my event summary. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video to support my channel. You guys are awesome, and see you next time.